On this episode of the podcast, this man performs actual fellatio on Canon L lenses.
And on this episode of the podcast, Knives Monroe defends the petulant fucking child Rokanon.
Welcome to another episode of the Gatekeepers. I'm your boy Knives Monroe. With me is David Lugowski and always
Sorted.
Kamerin Stroud. Guys, how you doing?
Kamerin is yawning, so he's tired.
I'm here. I'm alive. Taking it one step at a time.
You love to see it. You love
I'm a
to
little
see
stressed out here. I was mastering the audio for my YouTube video for tomorrow, and I focused so much on the mastering, I totally forgot to even check the visuals, and it's a little blurry as I was putting in the group chat.
Oh, you'll be fine, man. You're a perfectionist. Take it a little easy on yourself. Speaking of perfectionism, the topic for today, we're talking about the Gear Wars, whether if that's Canon, Nikon. I know. I'm being serious. Nikon, Panasonic, Sony, Fuji, Olympus, you name it. Black Magic. I feel like that's in the arena as well. So we often get asked as content creators. We get asked, what camera should I buy? And there is a brand loyalty. There's fanboyisms, and we're about to get into it. So without any further ado, where would you guys like to start?
Oh my God. Okay, so I think the most important thing to start with this is, what are you going to be predominantly doing? Now, I know there's this huge push in photography because all of a sudden photographers, they have this camera, and nowadays everyone who's a photographer has to be a videographer for some fucking reason. But if you're not going to do videography, there are certain cameras you should get, and if you're not going to do photography, there are certain cameras you should get. And I think we should all just agree on that baseline before we even start talking about this.
So I'm a Canon guy. I'm a fucking Canon guy. I'm a Canon guy. I hear what Lugowski is saying, and it's strange because I thought he was going to come into this and he was going to come in hot. I really expected him to be like, fuck the Nikon bullshit, pussy ass Nikon, don't get me started with that Fuji bullshit. I thought he was going to go there. He didn't. He surprised me. He's full of surprises.
Fuji. I respect Fuji so much because of their medium format line. That is it. Like, I don't care about their Micro Four Thirds. I personally think the Micro Four Thirds should die. That's my personal opinion. But I know that a lot of cameras are still Micro Four Thirds, and there's a whole market for Micro Four Thirds. That's great. Awesome. Keep it. I'm never going to interfere with that. But Fuji's medium format cameras, especially the 100S, like, dude, I have pictures on my Instagram, on my website that I took with those in Las Vegas, where it's just absolutely mind-blowing how much detail and how beautiful and rich the photos are. So,
well, doesn't that come from just having higher megapixels? Not
exact. Yeah, but you see, the way Fujifilm does it is just so perfect. It's so amazing. Just the fact that they won't do full frame. They have said they're not doing full frame. They will do medium format and Micro Four Thirds. Don't know why that is, but one more thing that Knife said that I really want to labor. Fuck Nikon. There, I said it. Fuck Nikon. I'm sorry, not sorry.
I mean,
why?
I agree.
Why?
I agree.
Why fuck Nikon?
Okay,
because it's easy. Because it's easy.
I'll give you the reason why. I used to have an Icon, and I cannot stand their menu system. Like, y'all think Sony menu systems is bad? Nah. Nikon menu system is horrific and horrendous, and it's just ugly. It's horrid. That's one reason.
Okay.
The quality of their lenses, like the build of their lenses, bothers me. It bothers the living fucking shit out of me. Like, I had a Nikon branded lens, and it felt like plastic. It felt like plastic, and that.
Dude, what about the old school, like 1980s F mount Nikon vintage glass now? Like, what about, have you felt those? They're just made out of like metal. Like,
that's 1980.
That's 1980. Yeah. But I mean, it's still part of the lineup, right? Like, those are fun. Those are fun lenses.
That's 1980s when they were doing things right. You know, when they were like the only camera brand out there, really.
Yeah.
And whatnot. Now it's like they said, forget it. We're going to give you plastic. All right, cool. If you don't care about your lenses, then why should I care about you?
Now, I will
I have
say
a
on
hot take.
you can't talk about the brand wars without talking about Nikon. So I'm glad we're kind of getting Nikon out of the way. My only 2 cents on Nikon is I do love their vintage glass. I buy them; they're so cheap. You can get a beautiful 35 millimeter prime f2 for like from Japan from 1984. You can get this for like $200 now. Like put that on a full frame camera for video. It's manual, but it's beautiful. It has so much character. However, as someone who gets the reps in on video and I'm on film shoots every week, I've never, ever, and I'm in a densely populated area in Austin, Texas, and I've been all around the country. I've never seen somebody in the wild using a Nikon camera for video, not once.
Hmm.
No, I don't think you ever will.
What
I
does that What
I
does that tell you? David has a hot take.
I have a hot take. I think one of the big reasons, because we're talking about brand loyalty. We're getting there because I know that Cam is a Sony user predominantly, and
I was about to say it right. Predominantly Sony user, but you know
predominantly
that I shoot on other things.
I am also, for transparency's sake, I am a Canon user through and through. I've been using Canon since you know my
David,
He
first
wipe
question.
big boy.
he
David,
Yo,
wipes
quick.
his butt with Canon lenses.
There you go. That's a good setup. I wanted to ask, do you suck the Canon dick?
yes. Oh, I'm a
Love it.
purist. So I'm a purist. I'm a purist in the sense that I do not buy third-party lenses. I don't. If I have a Canon camera, I'm using Canon lenses. That's it. And
Sheesh!
here, and
Oh my god,
I'm
this
gonna go
guy's for
even.
real.
I'm gonna go even further than that, which I think I've said to both of you at this point. I will not shoot on non-L lenses, even if at Canon lenses. Sorry, I got distracted by something. I
He's
will not.
bougie.
I
I am
absolutely will
the
not
bootleg
shoot.
king.
I will not
Seven
shoot on
artisans.
non L lenses. I won't do it. I just won't do it. Don't care.
Seven artisans. Rokinon. Sigma.
Yo,
Like
yo,
I don't give a
Rokinot.
fuck, man. Like
Listen, bro.
give me
Like,
that.
if you want to talk about brand war, like one brand that is underrated that nobody seems to care, but they keep putting out top notch quality lenses is
Sigma.
Rokinot.
Oh,
Sigma,
Rokinon.
Rokinot
Rokinon.
puts out
Hell,
That's
dude,
great.
Rokinon.
quality.
Dude, thank
That's
you for
great.
bringing
You
Rokinon
guys,
into the conversation. Hell
Like
yes.
you guys can have my share of it. I do not care. I will never use them. I don't care how great they are. If someone gave me a Rokinon lens to use for an RF mount, I'll use it. I'll give it back because
Oh,
I'll
I'm
also
going to
use their
invest.
camera because I'm not even putting my camera. I'm not even going to
I,
touch my camera. This is
I'm.
this
Oh
is
my god. Like what's
yeah.
so crazy is like that is brand loyalty for sure. Because like if it's
Oh
in
yeah.
the same mount, you won't use it. That's ridiculous.
Uh-uh.
I think that's
I have
ridiculous.
I used Canon L lenses for so long that when I borrowed someone's 35 millimeter, the EF 35 prime,
Hell yeah.
when
Hell
I
yeah.
borrowed it and used it, I don't know if it was actually the lens or if it was just my eyes playing a trick on me. The photo quality was lower than with just an L lens, and I
Well,
was like, I'm not even
yeah.
doing it,
I mean,
not even fucking around with it anymore,
that's
not
because
even
an
fucking
L
around.
lens is because their L lens is their top quality
I
one.
know,
They put everything
I
into
know.
it. Where an
I want to
EF is
wait.
just
I want to say my hot take. Hold on. I need to say my hot take. I'm going to forget it if I don't. I think the reason there's such crazy brand loyalty amongst photographers and videographers is that they don't know enough about the other brands to have an opinion. So they do that whole dig their heels in and just kind of like, no, this is the best one. Like I think Canon is the best, but I can also argue articulately that it is the best, especially when it comes to lenses. But there are people who will defend Sony to the death, and when I go, well, why do you think
why
that? They hit me
why'd you
with,
have to take a shot at Sony though?
because Sony's color science is trash and it's all
Here we
overpriced
go.
garbage. What are you talking about?
Here we
It's all
go.
overpriced garbage, to be
Here we
completely
go.
honest.
Go
But
to the
Okay,
color
so
science.
question: how is
The
it
color science.
overpriced garbage when you have an RF system and those
oh no,
lenses are
hold
not
on.
cheap?
Well, hold on. It's all overpriced garbage. I just said that actually.
Oh,
It's all overpriced.
now it's
No,
all.
no, no. It's all
So
overpriced garbage. Yeah.
how is that a knock? How is that a knock on Sony specifically? Then that's not a knock
It's
on
not a
Sony.
knock. It's not a knock on
That's a
Sony
knock.
specifically.
That's a knock on what we do. Period.
Yes. Yes.
You know what's not overpriced? Rokinon lenses, baby.
I
I'm getting a
always have this
14
issue.
millimeter. I'm getting a 14 millimeter 2.8 fixed focal length. You could call it a
Yo, I
prime
have that.
Rokinon
I have
RF
that one.
mount.
He has
Bro, do
that.
you have the dude? Isn't there an 85 1.2 RF mount?
Yes,
No, it's not
there
1.2.
is.
It's a 1.4
It's a
1.4,
140.
but for an RF mount, right?
for Rokinon. Yeah,
The
Rokinon
Yes,
has
for
a
Rokinon,
1.4.
dude. I bet you the autofocus is sick. That's a
It
fucking.
is.
I will
It
be.
is.
My daughter just texted me, Papa. I can hear you scream in your office. Are you okay?
The
Sorry.
reason here's the big thing I have against Sony. And when I say the Sony color science is garbage, I will not say that it's garbage. What I will say though is every time I've shot on a Sony camera and put it into Lightroom, it always has a color cast to it that is not supposed to be there. That is what it is. It always is either too green or too magenta, and just enough that you can just notice it and then have to fix it. It's just that extra little thing. It just tells me that the way it processes colors and identifies different tints and different values when it comes to color is not up to par with something like Canon, where I've never.
David,
Yo,
have you ever shot on a Sony A7R LED series?
yes, I shot on the A7R4 and the A7R3.
Perfect. Okay, the R4. You didn't like that color science?
I did not like it. I because I popped it in to Lightroom after I took photos and immediately was like, okay, there's a green color cast on this. What is it? Every photo just hitting that button like where can I get one that looks like not like shit right now? No, I can't get one that doesn't look like shit. Okay, they all look like shit. Immediately, this is one of those extra. I know that a lot of people might say, well, you can easily just fix it with the color picker. Yeah, but I shouldn't have to. This is 2022. These cameras should be able to accurately represent colors that you take in the real world when you put them into your editing software. Now, of course, if you're using Lightroom Classic, you can actually just, use the calibration tool to fix it really easily, not tint or white balance. That'll fuck up the image entirely. But it's still just, you shouldn't have to go through all that extra work. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I didn't like the color science for it, but I will say I
You call it
do.
extra work. I call it, if you're spending $5,000 on a body and in a sick ass lens, you might as well put in that extra work to make
No,
it to the image that you want it to look like.
I call that
Why?
making excuses. It because
Making the work, doing the work is making an excuse?
no, you're making an excuse for Sony because Canon doesn't do that. I've never had an issue with it.
Okay,
Never.
here's the video equivalent. Oh,
Okay.
the Canon R5, which I use.
Mhm.
Um, oh, the 8K is just it's too girthy. I have to shoot in proxy. I have to edit in proxy. It's just too much work. It's
That's
like
different. That's
it's like,
totally
dude,
different.
this is 8 fucking K. Like, no,
That's different. That's
what
a
did you
totally different
expect?
thing.
I
That's a totally
remember
different
when.
thing.
Well, I don't know. Because I'll tell you why. Because it's an extra step, and people
It's a
don't want to
different
put in
extra
that
step.
fucking work.
It's a total. No,
No,
well,
it's a
well,
different
I mean,
extra step, but it's still an
it.
extra step.
But
That's all I'm saying.
Even in Premiere, like creating proxies is very easy. It's literally the press of one button now. Like
We got to do
editing in
we got to
proxies.
do we got to do a bonus round because we don't have enough time to record. Cam's got a split. He has a heart out, and I want to respect that. You said
Oh yeah,
micro
you're
four
right.
thirds, David. You said micro four thirds should die. What do you mean
Yes.
by that?
I just don't. Me personally, I don't see any use for it anymore. Considering that we have cameras that have full frames that you can crop in digitally with the sensor to micro four thirds. I think all cameras should be full frame and give
Well,
the option for micro four thirds.
so
Cam, you have something to say?
yeah,
This
Michael
is
Four Thirds
photography
is on the.
eugenics.
So Michael Four Thirds is actually on its way out the door with Lumix with their last camera. They said that that's going to be the last one that they're going to make. That's Michael Four Thirds, and they're going full frame all the way now. So it's on its way out of here. But I think there's still. I think what Fujifilm is the only one that's might still do it
Olympus.
now.
Olympus.
Olympus, my bad.
Yeah,
Olympus,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, only ones that still do it at this point now.
Mm-hmm.
So
So since you mentioned Lumix and we didn't get enough time to talk about it, and we got to wrap up here, I do want to say that I'm primarily a, in tandem a Canon and Panasonic Lumix shooter. I've had every Lumix lineup since I've had the GH4, I've had the GH5, I've had the S5, I've had the S1H. Love it. Great color science, underrated color science, full HDMI outs. was the first one to bring 4K into hybrid bodies. 4K 60 10-bit was 5 years ago, and Sony lost their fucking mind when they got that like 2 years ago, right? So I think it's a mad underrated camera. I still use
and
Canon.
and
Go ahead.
and not only that, like they also have some very impressive features. Like it's like I was talking to Cody about this the other day, where it's
Cody's the
like,
man.
that one feature that it has that no other camera has, where you can take a short video clip and then in camera go frame by frame and select the photo that you want
Yes.
from it.
Yes.
How can you beat that?
All right, so I was fortunate enough. My first
That's pretty
foray into Canon DSLR world was the Canon T2i. I've owned the T2i, the T3i, the Canon 5D Classic, the Canon 5D Mark III, the Canon 5D Mark IV. I've used the Canon M series, the mirrorless cameras, the little ones that were like smaller than Micro Four Thirds. I think I used the Canon M50. I've used the Canon EOS R. I love Canon. Canon's great. It's very reliable. It's like the slowest second to Nikon to catch up to like the modern filmmaking world. I know we're talking mostly photography, but Canon is king for me. Big fan. But if I've learned anything from this podcast today, it's that we're not going to agree on everything, and that this will be a debate that we will
Nope.
continue to have in the future. Nothing has been solved. Nothing has been
Yes, sir.
resolved. David Lugowski, where
So
can they find you on the internet?
So before we do finish off, I do want to say this one last thing.
Sure thing.
Look, Canon is a great brand. Color Science, they win. They suck in low light. Sony is a great brand. They're
Low
great
light
in-
king.
They're low light kings, but the Color Science is not the greatest. Nikon, fuck Nikon.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what you wanted to say.
Next time we were, next time we,
but you know what? I have this one question for the Canon shooter. Okay,
This is for
'Cause
David.
I know David can answer this question. No problem. You ready for this, David?
go.
You sure?
Duh.
Why the fuck is the only thing when it comes to comparing Canon to anything else, the only thing y'all can mention is the Color Science. Y'all don't ever say anything else. It's the first thing that's out of your fucking mouth is Color Science this, Color Science that.
Because when
Okay,
you're making
Color Science.
Okay, so
because
I can answer this. I can answer this in a sentence, and then I want David to do it, and he can bring the science part. I think it's like why the Canon Color Science. Why is that the only thing to like rub against Sony? It's the same reason why black guys got big dicks. It's just a fact. Nothing I can do about it. I didn't create mankind, and I didn't create Canon Color Science. It just happens to be elite.
this motherfucker.
Elite.
Yes,
David, please
yeah,
take your answer.
when it comes to making images, especially in color now, color's very important and it must be accurate. Therefore, if your colors aren't accurate when you take the fucking image,
Okay.
but ours are as Canon shooters. Sorry, I'm gonna say
Okay.
it all the time. That's
you
it.
ready though? You ready for this? I'm about to swing at you. You ready for this? Huh? You ready?
Go.
Color correction and color grading.
Sure,
That's
I
extra
guess.
work. That's extra work.
It's-
But
you should
so-
just
but
get it
we
done
know-
in camera
but-
once.
But
That's it.
no, because we know the difference between color correction and color grading, right? Color correction is just taking a flat profile and
understand.
making it look normal.
Remember,
Hold
Dave,
on.
Dave
Color
said.
No, it's
grading.
not.
Dave
Whoa,
said
whoa,
that's
whoa.
extra work.
Back the fuck up. No. Color correction is not just taking it from a flat color profile and making it not flat. Oh, no.
I did
Color-
not say not flat. I said make it look normal.
that's not even what it is. Because if that's not what it is. So if you
I'll let
take
you
a
know.
video, right, in a flat profile, and the video has a color cast on it that is blue, and you hold up a white card before you actually color correct, it isn't just making it look normal. You also have to color correct. If it has a blue color cast, it's not correct. It has to be white. It has to be neutral. That's how color correcting works. And then
So,
you color
David-
grade on top of that.
So David, you're still
I'm getting mad.
making it look normal.
No, you're not making it look normal. When people say make it look normal in this context,
Okay, so we're in the weeds. Normal versus correct. That's
Yes.
the same fucking word. So and that's what Cam's mean. That's what he means. You're correcting it, right?
won't do
You
this
still got to
podcast no
correct
more.
it. You still got to correct it.
next time we visit this, I'm going to lay out my dissertation as to why all the basic consumer cameras are shit compared to the elite cameras of Hasselblad and Leica. Fight me.
You can find me at Knives Monroe on all the things. You can find Cam on TikTok. Where, Cam?
What's up, Cam? With a zero, because the person who owns What's Up Cam has decided not to fight me for that name yet. Fight to the death. I'm still waiting for you. So, What's Up, Cam? Fight me. And you can find me on IG at Images by Cam, and on Tumblr with the same one, or just Kamerin.
Hell yeah. Mr. Lugowski, where can they find you on the internet? And also,
They can-
I heard that you have a special product coming that might be available soon. Tell us more about that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So first, where you can find me. You can find me getting ready to go to Cam's house so he can catch these fucking hands. But no, you can find me on YouTube here at David Lugowski and on Instagram and TikTok at the David Lugowski, spelled exactly the same. And the new product that I'm slowly releasing, probably going to be this week. I'll have more information on my own channel and on my social media. But I'm releasing a sound pack. I don't want to give away. I don't want to do the whole preset pack thing that most people do. So I've made my own sounds, and thank you. I appreciate that. On my website, I want to build a sound library that you can do one-time purchases with, and you can use them for absolutely anything, and you're never going to have to worry about copyright strikes. So, first pack is nothing but whooshes, and it was a lot of fun making, and I can't wait until I release it.
I'm just curious, David. I'm just
Yo.
curious about one thing, my guy.
Okay, what?
So when you do your wishes, right? Do you actually whoosh, whoosh,
I
or
will
you
show
just
you.
look at it?
A demonstration of how the whooshes work.
That's good. Dude, I'm impressed.
That's it.
I'm impressed.
Or my other favorite one is the inverse, shit like that. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll just take my hand and just stuff like that. Like it's literally
That's actually a really good
I
one.
like that. I like that.
it's all one of what's another one that I did? Do I have I took a piece
Nah,
of paper.
don't give away all your little techniques.
Okay,
Don't
fine.
give away all-
I won't. But yeah,
Otherwise,
because-
everybody will do it. Yeah.
But yeah, so like it just
Mr.
doing it
Lugowski,
is-
can you let us know where that's going to be available and like is that for
yes,
free?
it's gonna be,
or do I
it's
have to
gonna-
pay for that?
it's gonna be $14.95. You get 10 main whooshes and then 2 bonus whooshes, so 12 whooshes in general, and you will find it on my website. I believe Knives, you will have the link in time when you upload it.
Excellent. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll catch you next time.
Deuces.
Yeah.